Energy balls. Do they really contain energy? Or is it just a myth created by the food conglomerates to sell you balls that you don't even need to stuff in a face that you don't even want?
You suck at cooking, yeah, you totally suck.
Because we're making energy balls, we're only going to use ingredients that have energy in them, so only things composed of matter. So we're going to take a cup of oats, a half cup of peanut butter, and then a third cup of some sticky stuff. Honey, maple syrup, wood glue, molasses, gossip, whatever. Then just add anything that contains energy. A can of gas, batteries, a lighter, a rusty barbecue, electricity, a young dog, a vacuum cleaner, the sun, whatever. I'm going to go with a half cup of coconut, a handful of almonds, and some chia seeds. Now these things won't power your Zune or get your Lambo to the club, but they will temporarily charge your meat suit. Oh, I almost forgot, a teaspoon of vanilla, aka the ketchup of baking. If it's too dry and it won't mix, just add a bit more peanut butter or other sticky stuff. And then when you're wang-jangling this, you find out why they're really called energy balls, which is because to get this stuff together, it takes around 17 gigatrons of wrist thrust. Once it's mixed, you're going to want to put this inside the fridge or not inside the fridge for around an hour so that the oats can soak up the wet stuff. Once that's done, you can start rolling it into balls. And so we can technically call it cooking. We'll throw the undo on a couple hundo and wave it in there for 2 or 3 parsecs. Keep in mind that balls are not the only shape that can store energy. You can have an energy pyramid, or the most powerful shape in the universe, the energy donut, energy parallel lines, an energy bracelet, or an energy pickle. Let's be serious though, this is really just an excuse to make something that tastes like a candy bar while pretending it's healthy, but that's cool, I don't judge myself. But more importantly, is this an energy ball or is it just an energy sphere? I say it's a sphere. If this was a ball, then when I throw it, then it... Okay, maybe it's a ball. If you're the kind of person who already has too much energy, you might want to consider making lethargy squares or calming circles, or the energy ball's greatest enemy, the lazy cube. You always want to test to make sure that the balls are full of energy, and there's a number of ways you can do this. Yep, that's got energy. Yep, that's got energy. That doesn't make sense, but that's got energy. Yep, definitely got energy. Yep, that's got energy. But the real test is to see if it gives you energy when you eat it. I'm going to eat this one and see if I can run 100 meters faster than my personal best of 6.4 seconds.
Okay, so I'm just going to run over towards that dog there. Huh, that has energy.
Balls of energy are a big responsibility. When you eat one, there's a faint possibility that you'll blow up. So tread carefully. Energy balls will give you more power than ethanol, 'cause you'll be sprinting like a hyped up chicken on a seeding grain bender till you hit a wall. Energy balls, you'll never stall. Maybe they'll lower your cholesterol. Balls of energy, teen electricity, utter simplicity, fuel it all. Energy bar, where you going? What you think about when you're rolling?